Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's your boy Maurice Valentino. I'm here with the Mylez Danielz. Everybody, yeah, amazing, right?
How you doing, man?
Amazing. I'm glad to have you here today, bro. How you feeling?
I'm good, I'm a little bit tired, but not too tired,
It's a late night. You've been grinding all day, bro. Creating this great project with these great people, bro.
Yeah.
You sure you should be feeling the high? I'm feeling the high.
It's just like a long time coming, so like I'm, it's kind of like I've been waiting for this moment, so now it's here. I can be like,
it's here. It's here. We're here. It's because I have arrived. Matter of fact, he has arrived.
Yes,
that's
correct,
the name
correct.
of the. That's the name of the project we'll be talking about today. I have arrived.
Yeah.
It's been years in the making, right?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That's kind of like the whole point behind like the name and like the tape is like to make like the kind of music that I make, you have to like live some like life. You know what I'm saying? Have some life experiences. You can't just
been through some stuff.
Yeah, like you can't just be like, I don't know.
That's what
just
I'm
making shit to make shit. I don't know. That's just not how I operate.
Nah, that's real. You keep it real all the time.
Yeah.
So the first question I had to ask is, how would you describe the main story and the inspiration for I Have Arrived? Like, what does the project mean to you, and how are you releasing it to make it mean to others?
Yeah, that's like a really loaded question.
It's pretty deep. We get heavy over here, Valentino. Okay.
So I guess there's like multiple answers. So I guess there was a point I was making music. Probably like 2015, 16. I was going strong. Like I was having like a little bit of small success. You know what I'm saying? And then like I don't really know exactly what was the point that happened, but like it was like a factor of multiple different things that I kind of paused and I stopped. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of I don't know. It's like when you're not really doing anything, no one's really checking for you. So like that's when it starts to become. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But then like at a point, just like kind of like I said, I was done. Kind of like I felt like I was done. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no like real motivation type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like I was like, all right. I still want to like be involved in music, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe like be like a manager or some shit, or like work, for like a label or some shit.
Wow.
But like I never, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of came to a point where, I was about to be done. So after that happened, like I was kind of, just chilling, I had some songs out still, but like a lot of the music that I had from that point was gone off the internet. But I had, a couple stuff that I had. So my now producer Nick, we had been friends before that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
Nick. Nick, Notorious Nick, the hottest producer.
Notorious Nick.
We're gonna talk about that later, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, he just hit me up out of the blue, and he was like, "Yo, like, what's like your situation? What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really making music. Like I had like a couple songs in the cut from like all the songs I had made that I never dropped, but I never had like a plan of dropping them. So he's like, nah, yo,
story.
Yeah, definitely. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, I've heard that story before. Yeah.
So then he was just like, nah, man, just come to the studio and like we'll just do some new shit. Like I got my shit together. Like I got all this shit now. Like just come over and like we can just start making stuff. Like,
shout out Nick.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like that's really what it was. So I just came through with really no plan on like making a tape or doing anything like that. I was just coming through to just like rap, and I hadn't like rapped on a mic in like probably at that point it was like a year or some shit.
An entire year off the mic?
Yeah, like
wow.
I really wasn't like just rapping at all. Like I don't even know what year that was. That was like 2018 probably, 2009, like late 2018, like kind of going 2019. Like I wasn't even rapping like that. Like people would know me for rapping, but like when you're not in like people's face, people start to forget, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Especially like this fast age we live in,
Exactly.
Like so to wrap the story up, we got in the studio and like I just felt really comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And I could just like do my process, and I never had like a chemistry like that where I could just like go do my process, and like whatever that process be, he would just, work with and around that so we could just make a sound. So then I started putting some sounds together. So I had a little like small tape that I had that I was gonna put out with some songs, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna drop these songs and I'll make like a real tape, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of like the premise is like I have arrived, you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm not like with like that second guessing and
wow,
all the apprehension, you know, like I'm here. So like this is like kind of like a new beginning.
Wow.
Because like when you've been away for a long time, people start to forget. But then when you pull back up, people ain't seen you in a while and stuff's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? People look at it different.
That's
people
what
look at you different.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
That's like just growth, you know what I'm saying? As a person, as a human, you know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful,
So,
bro.
yeah.
No, that's an extremely thing because a lot of artists in this time, because of the money and resources it takes to be an artist, I don't know if anybody knows how hard it really is. You gotta pay for studio time. Yeah. You're writing your own lyrics. You gotta make sure it slaps, right? You gotta do your own marketing, you know all that stuff,
like,
right?
I spend a rack on like a video before, like, you know what I'm saying?
A rack on the video.
Yeah, like all like just like all the things I had to do to like just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? People don't always think of like the extra cost, especially if you're gonna make something that's like good, meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Like something that you can stand by and look back on. So like, yeah, you like you gotta be willing to spend the money. And like, you know, I got in trouble with the law and shit. And like, you know, that shit like fucks your money out because the legal system always want to fuck you over. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, bro.
So like that was, you know, one of the many reasons. I'm not saying that's like the only reason, but yeah. So that's why it caused like, you know, the waning. But then I'm here.
No, that's turned. You've arrived. You've arrived. But shout out to like, and I think a lot of rappers, they just need a team, you know?
Yeah.
And for you to have someone who elevates you, but you elevate them, and for you to create that together, what you and Nick did, but especially with you, coming back to it to be off the year, I gotta shout you out for that, man.
It, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I really do, yeah. I mean, you know, it's just, I always had like certain people around me, like just like my boy Ross, like he's also in this room in the corner. But yeah, he's like, we've always been, you know, just rocking together. Like I've had boys like my boy Joe, like we've always, you know, had a vision. But like, if you want to see the vision go, like, you know, you can't really like wait on, you know what I'm saying, like anything. Like you just have to go. Like everybody's ready to make moves, but like you have to be willing to move too. Like everybody's got to be doing something. So if everybody's not doing something, like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess at one point I was the weak link, so I wasn't doing shit. I was just out here, but then, you know, you get motivated again, you know. Yeah, so.
Everybody gotta move. Fuck inertia, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So that kind of leads me to my second question. So you gave a brief process of like the story and everything it came to. I think people need to hear that because a lot of people feel stuck in a rut. Imagine you make this banging ass song, right? You put the lyrics, everything, and it only gets 116 plays, and that's how much it counts up at, right? And with no matter platform, it's like, bro, I put my time and energy.
Exactly.
So my thing goes into, as I listen to the project, I bumped it multiple times. I'm hearing the song crafting behind it. My second question, could you describe the process of how you really got into making this? Like, I remember hearing previews at the project at your old crib. He was like, okay, I got this song Bipolar, I got this other thing. I'm hearing the beats evolve. This was nothing I could have expected. So again, can you tell me the process of crafting each song, the lyrics, the story? Like, could you talk about what led up to that? But I want to hear what just made everything bang so well and just making this a cohesive project.
I mean, that's also another good question. I think when I first like started making some of the stuff, I wasn't thinking about like, you know, all that stuff. Like I was really just like making music, you know. I would come through his crib like all the time, make like as many songs as I can in that time, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be one song, whether it be 3 songs, you like just whatever the situation calls for, but always, you know, just keep working. And like, you know, he would come, Nick, and like he would show me new stuff he was working on, so like that would get me, you know what I'm saying, just bouncing ideas off each other, you know what I'm saying? Or I would come through, he'd make some like brand new shit on the spot. So like we would be, you know what I'm saying? So it forced you
true hip hop
like,
shit.
Yeah, because it forced you like a lot of the songs we made are like I made that like on the spot. Like I didn't like go home think about like writing all this shit like stuff, which, you know, I've done that for songs. I'm not saying like that's not a part of my toolkit, but I'm saying like it was just you go there and like that's when you're speaking like what you really feel, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then it all starts to make sense later. You're like, oh, I said that because of this. I did that because of this. But like that's like a spur of the moment type of thing that we were kind of building and creating. So that's how it ended up. So
I like how you said that it all starts to make sense later.
Yeah.
I think even like overthinking is a big thing when you're, especially in your artistry. What's gonna slap? What's gonna make it sell and everything? But if you let it come out to the heart, you figure that thing out later. You never know how the pieces come together for the whole. So
exactly, like that's like true when I was like doing this shit before. When I took the time off, like it was like, you know, me trying to think and like plot too hard, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always like a plot, you always have to be, you know what I'm saying? But some of it has to be free form, like that's actual art. It's like the free form creation, you know what I'm saying? Like there is some structure behind it, especially on the back end, marketing, how you gonna put it out and shit like that.
Yeah.
But we weren't thinking like that kind of way. We were just on like our own, you know, just make music, you know what I'm saying?
You got into the music. Yeah. Get into the music, I see.
Yeah.
So it was all about the whole music process.
Yeah, it was really all about the whole music process. Like, you know, just making like music that I could stand by in 10 years and be like, yeah, like.
And I say that because artists, like, they're thinking about all these things. They want to be. No offense. But I remember reading in the It Was Three Kings by Martin O'Malley Greenberg, and it was talking about Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, and Diddy. And a lot of people want to be that hip-hop businessman, you know? They want to be able to tap into these multiple angles, you know? And sometimes a lot of artists, no thing with doing that. You got to get your bread, brother. But the music dilutes because of that. Because your focus is not there. And from you honing in the music, I just want to say that it truly showed when it counted. Because that project, as I'm seeing, I was like, this is true music. This is true musicianship. How you crafted the composition. I'm listening to the hooks. I'm listening to the way you do your vocal inflections. This is like, it's like, I won't say it's on the level of like a big old contemporary today, maybe like a Kendrick or everything. But what I'm saying, this is your own lane. Like, this is someone who took his time. This is someone who came in, was really meticulous and wrecked that shit. So really, thank you for talking about the process, because a lot of artists need to hear it's about the music, because at the end of the day and at the very beginning of the day too.
Yeah, like I think, you know, all my peoples can like vouch for this. Like I'm not really like trying to be crazy and like the extra like stuff. Like I'm not like one of like those fake animated people like trying to be like
fake animated.
Yeah, like just like fake hype, and like I'll just be like chilling. Like you see me, I'm chilling in the spot, I'm cooling.
Yeah, bro.
You know, I'm not with the extras.
Yeah.
Like I like to have fun. Obviously, I'm not like a fucking clown.
Like no
boring,
lame,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like chilling like 100% of the time. I'm not doing too much. Like I'm chilling with like the people I know. I don't really like chill with like a bunch of new people. I don't try to like create like these, not like fake relationships, but I'm not trying to like just like make a relationship just because we both do music together, or just because we're both artists. Like I actually want to like know you and be like, yo, like, because that's when like the shit comes like real naturally. Like I can be cool friends with people who I may never do music with, but they do music. Like it's not always about that. Like it's about, you know, just chilling, you know, just
chilling.
I don't know how to put it.
No, it's about that alignment, you know, because that authenticity is important when you're an artist. Like it's no offense, like maybe Kendrick did have a good relationship with Rich the Kid, you know, like to make that song.
But on the same label, probably, or something like that.
Something like that. But when it's genuine, you could truly hear it show up in the music. You hear it show up on the stage. Like that authenticity matters. I mean, what's hip hop without authenticity, right? Writing your own rhymes, having your own steez. But now it goes back to what you touched on with having authentic relationships. That's what makes it stronger. Destroy, cipher, build, as they say. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like when like I'm chilling with like, you know, Nick and like just like my people's, like we're not always making music together. Like that'd be whack with me to be like, yo, let's be in the studio like all the time, like making music. Like we just be chilling, like going to functions. Like we're actually boys. You know what I'm saying? We just happen to both have chemistry and make music together. So that's our favorite hobby. So obviously when you have two friends who have the same hobby, you're gonna do the same hobby most likely more often than not.
No, that's lit. No, I remember, it reminds me of that TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, with like Kendrick and everybody. Him and Schoolboy Q, they was fighting like this. They had their arms like that. And it was a parody. You gotta have fun with this shit.
I think I saw that on the internet. Like,
they're label artists. Like they live their own lives.
But that's like a real friend. Like they have like a real friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
boys supposed to be
like they be like joking around. Like we be chilling, joking around. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not like 100%. Oh, music like 1,000%. Like that's the goal, but you know you can't overwork yourself.
That's not like that. And speaking of overworking, I'm just going to get into your mental process with it. This is a personal one because this track, like many people just don't come out and title this track like this. There's so many tracks. There's so many tracks you have on that especially checkers versus chess. That joint was hard. That was hard. But one thing you touch upon mental health in your project. Obviously through the title Bipolar on the track and through snippets of your other track, like you talked about your legal woes, you talked about one of my favorite hugs, like fuck a bitch when I want. Like you're getting into it and you're telling stories, but in it you're mixing about the mental health. Again, this is authentic. This is about your life. So I want to ask a question, if it's not too much. What does mental illness / mental health mean to you as relating to your project, as a person, and also as an artist?
I think it's like a little bit different because I'm not like one of those people who like talk heavy about that stuff like out loud. Like,
of course.
I don't really like, I don't have like that much to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just be chilling. So like, I don't have that much to say. So I feel like if you listen to my music, you're gonna get an interpretation of actually how I feel in like real life. So we had like a mini tape, and that was gonna be called Bipolar, but I was like, I had to come back something like I'm tripping.
That's what people think of you,
Yeah, like I need to come back, like just like I need to wane it back a little bit, but I can, I still had the song. It's called Bipolar, and like just kind of like the real feeling of the song. It's not always like the lyrics, but how you make the song sound. So the song kind of sounds like a bipolar song because like the way it starts, it's like nothing, and it's like
I caught it, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like just random, and like people understand like actually like being diagnosed with that stuff is like people think it's like a lot different than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly, bro. Exactly.
You can be like hype with shit sometimes, like hype, going crazy, like not in like a bad way, but just hype happy. You know what I'm saying?
And it can have those lows.
Yes, I'm saying. So like when you have like that long extended low, that's when it's like the worst. You know what I'm saying? So like that's when like also another reason why I wasn't making music. You stay in like that low. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing what you love the most. You know what I'm saying? Shit's going on in life. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy, get in that space and be like there for like a minute, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't, try to like glamorize it. Not saying like there are people who do glamorize it, because some people talk about it a different way, but I just really don't talk about it that much. Like,
but you let the music speak for itself.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm going to just note and everything, because there's not and I've been diagnosed with it at points too. And people, they have a misconception of it if they never experience it. It's a bit of ableism in a sense, like if you've never really experienced it, but you're thinking this is how people behave, but there's so many aspects.
Yeah, it's like so complicated. It's like many things, come along with it.
And shout out to the song that really exemplified that, because it had layers. And I'll listen to it multiple times. That was one of the ones you previewed. It had to be 2-3 years ago, something like that. But I'll never forget how much it slapped. I was like, this motherfucker evolved. Like, I was like bumping. And for 2 to 3 years later, it can give me the same feeling. It was like, I'm glad that song stayed in the midst of the waning, in the midst of the evolution. You always evolve. And although it may be a part, it's not your totality, but it's still important to tell that through your lyrics, through your experiences. So that was a track I really enjoyed. And I think a lot of people who go through that really who aren't able to talk about will relate, even if sonically alone, Yeah,
because at the end of the day, like, I'm a man at the end of the day, like...
Turn up.
We all go through shit, like, no matter what, like, you can't use it as, like, an excuse to, like, not, be a man, get what you need to get done, like... If you do that too long, you know what I'm saying? Then who are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta like man up at the end of the day, I feel like.
I don't like that, bro. That's tight, bro. Dang. You kind of hit me with that. I thought I was doing a question, but these conversations, like, it's not just making the music, going in the studio, knocking it out, and just putting it out. You're a human, you're going through human things, and it is being exemplified in your music. So man, let's talk about the damn features on this joint, bro. So, one thing, this is a question for you. Have this super clever ability of curating mega quality features for this project whilst making sure you and your bars still stand out on top. So, how did you go arranging the track features and collaborations, even with production for the project, and which is your favorites? So that's a loaded question.
Yeah, I understand.
But just getting back to it, I'm asking that question of how'd you curate these features and still make sure you stand out? Because on the first motherfucking track, you had Vlad, Butch Dawson, then you had your boy on the neck. Like, I'm thinking even with the beats and everything, I'm like, did he collab with anybody? Like, even with these two superstar features on the first track, and even the feature coming on later, you was able to stand out, and you was a star. You know, it wasn't no control verse. You know, you came out and stand out. It's your damn project. I remember this one joke somebody said is that they said if you it's your own song and you get washed your own track, it's like getting dunked on, you know? And isn't it funny how when a artist, like, they come out with, like, a feature, like, usually they do the verse and then the feature artist does a verse. And that feature artist does so goddamn good. Shout out to Lil Wayne and Jay-Z and Mr. Carter. The first artist got to do a second verse.
Right? Come back and,
bro,
you come back and make sure niggas know he's still there.
But you was able to do it in your first verse. And I love Butch and Vlad to death, especially with them making waves. I'll write about them in the project.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Doing that.
But if you'd collect with this DMV collective and be like, this is the first track, I have arrived. I'm on this feature with these two brolic ass like lyricist powerhouses, and I'm still the goddamn probably best on the track. So how'd you go about putting these features and collabs together?
So for that song, you know, it was like kind of like how we make every other song. Nick made the beat, kind of like I think it was like pretty much on the spot. Yeah,
notorious Nick boy.
We don't like take too long. You know what I'm saying? Because we try not to overthink. So we try, you know, just go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? So I'm making a song, I'm not thinking about a feature, like, I don't think about features for any of my songs, like, I think it's gonna be me on the song, and then maybe we're like, oh, we can get somebody on
I like
but
that.
I think it's gonna be like my song, like, not like saying I don't want to do features, like, I love working with other artists, like.
I'm about to say you about to be a J. Cole. J. Cole Baltimore.
I mean, but like, I can, like, you know, I can stand on my own 2 feet always, you know what I'm saying?
We saw that through the project.
So like I like made that song and I posted it and I got like 100 likes and people were like going crazy. They were like, yo, this fire, all this stuff. Like, so then I just tagged Vlad and I was like, I hear Vlad on this.
You know him, the
like,
freaking monster, right?
Yeah, like,
you know, yeah.
And like we like I'm not saying we're friends, but like we have seen each other out, you know, we show love, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with all his music, I listen to his music, you know what I'm saying? Like he's really like nice, like he's like one of those people I look at like, damn, like this is like rap, you know what I'm saying?
This is damn rap.
Yeah, like this is like what I see is like being like top echelon type shit.
I'll make sure he lets him know when he sees this part.
Yeah. Of course, like definitely shout out to him. And then he just replied back and he was like, yo, I was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, so I'm gonna send you this. And then I came back and I was like, I was kind of talking to Nick and I was like, let's get Butch Dawson on this song too. Like,
fact that you know, but
also I don't really know him like that well. Like I've seen him in passing, you know, like I say what's up, you know what I'm saying? He's always busy, you know what I'm saying? He's doing great shit.
Of course.
And I fuck with his music like heavy. And his bars, I also view him like that upper echelon of like that. Of like this Baltimore new like wave renaissance. Like he's like up there, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So like it was, you know, just two people that I really thought, you know, would actually like bring it, and like I wouldn't have to like really like worry and stuff like that. Not saying I would ever worry, but they're gonna bring it. So I just think the song just like fit them. So I asked them to get on it, and then they both did their verses, and then I put it together. I just kind of had it arranged where it'd be like me, Vlad, then Butch. So like just kind of go like with like a flow, no hooks, so I wouldn't waste any time. Like I wasn't trying to like do all the frills. Like I was actually trying to make a song that would like bump. You know what I'm saying? Like we can play this at like the bars and shit, like at the Crown and shit, and people are gonna like bump like. Be like, yeah, it's not too much. Like it's just rapping. Like
it's just rap.
Like the beat is like hitting. Like when that 808 comes in, it's like it's like the siren. So I knew that was like the first track. It was like the sirens came in, and then it goes straight to the 808, and I'm like, and I didn't waste much time. Like I don't try to like waste too much time. Like I try to get straight to rapping.
This shit was hard. I got
straight to rapping. They got straight to rapping. That's like.
That's
the hottest song. It's gonna be the hottest song out.
It's gonna be, bro. I can't wait this. And I wrote about it as I was writing. It's sad. It's a good thing. It's good problems. Is what I'm saying. It's almost a good problem. It's a problem, but it's a good problem. For the longest, as I was reviewing, I couldn't get past the first track. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, like,
it's that the thing was so good, I had to go back to catch everything because you had that rage quality of that exact voice. Like if you turn it up and you was in a mosh pit, you'll know this is Mylez Danielz music. Like this is how we rap. This is how we get his energy up. It was for that. But then I even wrote about it, it's kind of like Crew without the hook, like a Baltimore version of it.
Okay.
And even though Vlad's tapping in from like 3 side in terms of like the DMV, he's so much in the Baltimore scene. He's like a Baltimore.
Yeah, like I see him out here like every weekend. Like I see him like functions and stuff.
He lives in a joint, and to have y'all on that track and have y'all flowing right after each other. I caught that, and it was like a wave. So I'm shout out that record. Exactly. What about the other feature who was on like I'm forgetting at the moment, but the one.
So that's my boy Crud, who also put on like that high level. But we're actually friends, so like we're on like a more like I see him like every week, like at least multiple times a week, because he lives in the studio that Nick lives at. So
shout out Crud, yeah.
So and I've known him for like a long time too, and like he's doing his own thing. He's on that upper echelon that I see in my personal like. So like. That was like me getting the 3 people was like just the only 3 people that like not like respect, because that's not the right word. It's like the only 3 people that I saw fit that like that I want, like people who are like that upper echelon to me. So like
the authenticity we was talking about and connecting to them, like that even circles back to the last few questions. But like, if you're not feeling it, then why collab? You know, just for the sake of collabing. But you was feeling it, it just lined up. That's how it's supposed to be, bro.
Yeah, like Crud has his own music career. It's like doing really well. So like we be chilling, but we don't always be making music together. Like we have songs that we made together, but like it's not like we're like dying to like, you know what I'm saying, like get in the studio, make something just to make something. Like he just came and he like was fucking with the song and he laid down a verse, you know what I'm saying? It was no like, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't try to like force anything, you know what I'm saying? We just really like, I mean, we're actual like friends, so like we're not tripping about like making songs together.
Bro, that was so this project has been on some au naturel type thing. Like everything, every process has been organic, hasn't been rushed. You came back into it. This is very inspiring, by the way. You wanted to. This happens a lot of artists think, why do I do this shit? You know, even remember J. Cole was talking about it on, you know, Jermaine's interlude on like, it was back in 2016. It seems like ages ago.
I remember that song.
Yeah, it was all on DH Khaled. And man, he was just like talking about like he was retirement, right?
Like, fuck it.
And fucking a lot of artists feel like, wow, I do this shit, especially with the archaic system of record labels and the money behind it, and you even wanting to go there. So for you to circle back, link with Nick, link with people who align with you, and coming out with this is good. This is a good example of it. Shit, things that only took 5 minutes, but now can end up lasting a lifetime, all because of that authenticity.
Exactly. Yeah. Like even though like it took us like a short time to make it, like you have to live life. Like these bars didn't just come out of air. Like obviously, like I don't like I write sometimes, but just most of the time I just hop on the mic and just like go in, but I'm not saying anything that's like, you know, out of the ordinary that's not me, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like shit, my life, my thought process, my everything, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like, you know.
That's beautiful, man. This is a beautiful story. So now I just want to know, this is it's funny because this might be the shortest, but it might be the most loaded. Because one of my homegirls, shout out Maura Chance, she said the best announcement is one of the completion, you know? You want to announce things once you complete it. But this last question is, what are your future plans after releasing it? The project comes out very soon. It comes out this week. Review dropping. Probably same day we get that divine timing on it, that Empress time. But what are your future plans for after this? You collab with Butch Dawson, Need Butch. I'm only saying this because this man has been in vogue. Like you talk about him and JPEG Mafia, like a Baltimore Renaissance, amongst everything we've done in this city. And you're one of those people who can talk now, you know? I remember we were just chatting and you was like, oh yeah, I'm in New York. And I'm like, dang, well, only the Baltimore artists that are making waves, you know? 4K Michael, there's so many people in this city are doing great. So as you fit into this canon, like the greatest anime never told, you know, what are your future plans with this project going forward with your amazing team? What do you want to do with this project? Just tell me. Give us an idea.
Yeah, I mean, as of like me putting it out, you know what I'm saying? I'm really not worried about like what everybody else is doing, what everybody like. I literally be in my own zone. I don't even care.
Right,
not in a bad way, but you have to be so focused on yourself when you're getting to this time, like this point. You have to be, you know, really tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying?
Tunnel vision.
So like that's what I have. So like I don't really think about like all the excess. You know, where my place is. Like
wow.
I can rap, that's all I know. I can make some good songs. And I know my boy gonna vibe to them. and we're gonna have shows, and it's gonna be lit. So that's all I really like.
There's a whole another 2 mixtapes full of
Yeah,
bro, that's a bar. I'm not trying to give you, but I ain't no ghost bar. I ain't no quitting Miller.
No.
Oh man just dropped his testimony too. That's another story. Anyway, getting back to topic, like I love how you said that. He's like, you don't say in disrespectful. I don't worry about what everybody else is doing and anything. I can rap. Bro, that's braggadocious right there. I like that. If you got bars, you got bars.
If you got bars, you got bars.
So it doesn't matter what everybody else.
What everybody else is doing, because like there is room for everybody to be successful. Like you can have your own wave. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's like trying to find out their sound. You know what I'm saying? So everybody should be tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? If you look up, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be like worried about like, oh, he did this, I have to do this. He did this, I gotta do this. To try to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just rap, bro.
Yeah, just rap.
If you got bars, they'll carry you everywhere.
Bars, yeah, sit them like. What was that one Wayne thing? He's like, people, I come to the studio with it, reduce that with it. Like, that's just me. I don't like.
It goes back
to do what they want, but that's what makes it cool. Like, everybody has their own thing, so that's what cool. So you can find something you can fuck with. But right now, we rocking with this. So.
The future is you. The future is bars. I just want to say, man, it's been amazing seeing your growth. Cause like knew you all the way even back from like we Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Always Baltimore.
Yeah.
But back in the Hartford County days, playing Super Smash Brothers Melee on GameCube.
You don't know how far back we go.
They're going back and everything.
But that just like proves, you know what I'm saying? Like real relationships over like just fucking having some fucking random person ask you questions they don't even like understand.
You never know where you're gonna grow when you stick to that laser tunnel in terms of journalism, in terms of rap, in terms of everything of the sort. And now you have arrived. This is
a rival.
If you listen just to anybody, if you're listening to this tape, if you're listening, there's no ambiguity at all about his sound. Yeah. This is the Mylez Danielz sound. This is the raging. This is the mosh pit. This is the dark grittiness. That's all of his own voice, his own flow, his own inflections and songwriting. Yeah. That's one thing I respect about this tape. A lot of people take years to find their sound, even though you dipped out for a minute and came back. This technically, in my opinion, didn't take years because this was your sound. This is what you found. And every time I hear something like that, every time I hear from you, as I wrote to the project, this is the Mylez Danielz sound.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, if you want to be like good at anything, like if you like Kobe, rest in peace, like he was nice because he was in the gym, like people probably weren't watching him in the gym when he was taking all these shots. Like obviously, when it's game time, obviously when it's time to step on the mic or step on stage, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready because like people don't know like the times you spent. Like if you want to like be rapping, like in my personal opinion, like you gotta practice. Like you gotta like be in front of the mirror, like rapping, like at your crib, like rapping, like just rapping. So even though I took time off and I wasn't rapping like on songs and stuff like that, like I was still, if you love something, you're gonna be doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, like.
Well, going back to it, that's a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes because I love rap and hip hop too. But back when I was like doing my thing, I still do it on the side. Little China performances in there. The vibes. But I remember back when Logic was grinding back in 2011. Back in Maryland, G-Bird going. DMV boy. He says. Rehearsed for hours in front of my mirror till my voice was hoarse but my vision was clear, and that's what it takes. That's the perfect thing. And just to end off, I'm just gonna say to everybody, just on behalf of like everybody's part of this process, everybody who believed in you, everybody who's gonna see the great as you are, congratulations, Mylez Danielz, for arriving.
I appreciate it.
For arriving. Yeah. Congratulations for arriving, brother.
Always, man.
All right.
Also want to say, Friday the 13th, show at the Crown. We'll be in New York the very next day in Brooklyn, mini tour, and then the week after that, Philadelphia. So
what day?
Friday the 13th, March Friday.
I like that, March Friday, March 13th. Make sure you're there. Make sure you stream that tape and look out for the written review coming soon. Thanks, Mylez Danielz. You're gonna rob some more, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.